Good day everyone. My name is Marlo M. Kapay-Kapay, the presenter of the ERD issues or the entity relationship diagram issues. So, for the learning outcome, students will be able to specify entity relationship diagram issues. Yun dito sa learning outcome, ang pinapoint out lang din dito is magagawa ng mga estudyante na ma-differentiate yung mga different entity relationship diagram issues. As basic as that. So, proceed tayo. Number 1, entity set versus attributes. The use of an entity set or attribute depends on structure, the real-world enterprise that is being modeled, and the semantics associated with its attributes. So, ito dito sa baba, makikita natin may example dito. As per the definition, the set entity set deals with the real-world concepts such as a person, a car, a production, or organization. To be specific, when we say entity, the first thing that you must consider to think is it mostly deals with a physical existence like the following examples being given, or it can be a conceptual existence. Ayun nga, yun dito sa entity set natin. Sa entity set natin, which is yung a fashion model, and yung attributes niya o yung information patungkol dun sa, or yung data natin, or yung attributes, is yung name, height, and weight ng mismong fashion model. Then, another example is a product. Then, yung attributes niya is yung product name, type, and size. So, ito yung sa other example pa niya. Yung dapat natin natatandaan na kapag sinabi nating entity, it deals with the rows, and when it comes to attributes, it deals with the columns. And remember that an entity has their attributes that basically are the list of properties that describes it. Differentiating the entity and attributes, it may told us that the entity are the following on the rows in the table, and attributes are the columns in the table. Ayun nga, dito sa mismo ipinapakita dito sa example natin kung paano natin siya gawin as a diagram. Number 2, entity set versus relationship set. For the example, ito yung set of two set of entities. The first entity is M and the second entity is F. And para dito sa entity natin, we have the Lancelot, Lucian, Claude. And for the second entity, we have the Odette, Leslie, and Fanny. So dito, makikita nyo na kagad yung sa mismo resolution kung papaano nagkaroon ng relationship set between you dun sa dalawang set natin. Ayun nga, the relationship set married between M and F may be Lancelot and Odette, Lucian and Leslie, Claude and Fanny. As per the first one, we already discussed the entity set, and here in number 2, we will just change the attributes into relationship sets. As per defining, it refers to relations among entities from two or more entities. To understand it more, we have two sets of entities, which is the M and F. Seeing this example, you will notice that it doesn't have any attributes. Yun nga, kung mapapansin nyo, walang attributes yung dito, kasi ang naging main focus lang natin dito is yun sa mismong entity set and the relationship set. Then, because our main focus here is the relationship set and the entity set, for the explanation, it can be easily understood on how I created this example, and it's really obvious, but for additional information, there are numbers of entity sets that participate in the relationship, but the common is by the binary and sometimes more. So here the mapping cardinality of a relationship, we have first the 1:1. I'm sure naman na familiar na sa inyo ito. Yung 1:1, 1:many, many:1, and many:many. Then, I don't know if someone will be doing a discussion about the shapes to be used on a particular diagram dito nga. Kasi kung hindi man siya kasama dito, ang gagawin ko na lang, ipapasok ko na lang siya doon sa mismo module na sa gagawin namin. O hindi sa compilation of files namin. Para mag-set as, na rin natin yun, reference. Then, ito yung si 1:many. Ayan, pinapakita dito yung sa, yung sa two sets of entities. Then, relationship. Then, yung sa lines na magko-connect. Magko-compare nyo yan sa 1:many, many:1. Tignan nyo lang maigi yun sa mismong arrow. Kung paano siya naging 1:many. Tapos, syempre, i-brainstorm nyo kung paano yung sa mismong itsura ng bale. Ayan. many:1, napunta yung arrow papunta doon sa lone. Then, many:many, papansin nyo, wala na yung arrows, naka-direct line na lang siya. I know that most of us knows those terms from our past subject in mathematics. No, siguro mga high school siguro to kasi sa akin, pagkakatanda ko, high school to. Then, syempre, kung titignan nyo na lang naman ito, most of it is self-explanatory na lang. And then, as well, if you only know the lines and shapes being used for the example diagram that I've used, yun nga, syempre, mas maiintindihan nyo sana to kung alam nyo na yung mga gamit ng mga different shapes para sa pag-build ng mismong diagram na to. So, ito, yung binary relationship and ternary relationship. Teacher teaches subject. Ito na lang, papio na lang. Yung rectangle dyan na shape, it serves as for the entity. And yung mismo, yung triangle, yung diamond shape naman dyan, it serves as for the relationship or a relation. Then, ayun nga, yung dalawang entity, magkakaroon na relation through each other sa pamamagitan nga ng shape na diamond. Then, ito yung sa ternary. Ternary, from the word itself, yung sa ternary or yung tatlo yung magkakaroon na relationship. Ayan, pinapakita dito, student to subject, student grades, ayan, professor gives grades to students, then student gives grades to professor. Kasi alam naman natin na nangyayari din yan when it comes to evaluation. Then, student gives grades, subject gives grades to students. Parang nga nangyayari is taking give and take. Then ayun lang pala. So, the binary relationship is when two entities participate. Yun nga, isa sa sinabi ko kanina. Then, and is the most common relationship degree. And the ternary relationship is when three entities participate in the relationship. Ayun nga, yun sa tatlo. Makikita nyo yung tatlong rectangle. Yung subject, student, professor. Basta tatandaan nyo lang, pagka halimbawang rectangle, it deals with the entity. So, number 3, binary versus n-array relationship set. Generally, the relationships described in the databases are binary relationships. However, non-binary relationships can be represented by several binary relationships. So, in an n-array relationship, the n shows the number of entities in their relationship. It can be anything, but the most popular relationships are unary, binary, and ternary. Yung unary, pagkaintindi ko sa kanya, yun yung sa entity, then line, tapos entity. Yun ang pagkakalam ko when it comes to unary. Bale para magkarugnong lang sila. Yun sa mismong pagkakaintindi ko talaga. Then sa binary, yun sa ipinakita nga natin kanina, then and ternary were the number of entities. Yung ternary naman yung sa tatlo. Ito nga, yung sa father, parent, mother, child. Yung sa relationship nila. Then yung sa binary, na example naman dito is yung child, father, parent, child, mother, and parent. And for the last, placing relationship attributes, the cardinality ratios can become an effective measure in the placement of the relationship attributes. So it is better to associate the attributes of one-to-one or one-to-many relationships set with participating entity sets instead of any relationship set. So yan, it has an attribute of one-to-many relationship set can be repositioned to only entity set of the many side of the relationship. In this way, even the relationship can have attributes in this figure. Relationship customer had. We will consider the date as an attribute for customer relationship because here I want to record the date when the customer had a loan. Yun nga, dito sa mismong diagram na ipinapakita natin para madali na natin maintindihan. Now, as the database schema designer of this, it is necessary to add an attribute to the relationship set. Because I think more attributes to the relationship set makes more complicated. Yun nga, para ang mangyayari is padadaliin na lang talaga natin. So, I want to keep minimum number of attributes to the relationship set as much as possible. Hence, we're trying wide adding attributes to the relationship sets and whenever it's possible. So, dito sa PowerPoint presentation natin, hindi nga nakalagay yun doon sa mga sa other uses of sa mga shapes para sa paggamit natin sa mismong diagram. But pagka halimbawa malaman na natin na wala pa nakapag-discuss about that, siguro ilalagay ko na lang din sa mismong compilation of documents namin. Yun lang po. Thank you.